Welcome to The Gambler and the Guardian. This is Nathan, also known as The Guardian, and I'm Tony, the Gambler.
Hey, we one of the only places in the world that have code. You know that, right? Like building standards in America. Shout out to that. Shout out to the government for that. I don't know how many things I got to say shout out to the government for. There's not many, but that's one of them. Building codes, safety standards in America. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Like, you be watching people like chilling in India, bro, and all of a sudden, like, a building just falls, like, for nothing. Like, they wouldn't even know earthquake, bro. Like, the wind blew the wrong way today, and now that bridge fell. Like, what the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, people don't talk about that much because it's inherently, you just expect to be safe.
Business owners, homeowners, it's all complain about it, though. It's all a pain in the ass. Like,
going through to
get a permit.
Yeah. Submit your paperwork. We'll hit you back 90 days
Don't call
later.
us. We'll call you.
That's it.
But give us your money, and like you might get it, you might not. It's non-refundable, just so you know.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like, man.
For the most part, we're all pretty safe in the structures that we live and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something to be thankful
But
for.
if anybody wants to watch this crazy ass movie Roar, the link will also be in the description.
So my take on this movie was, just to kind of cap it up a little for you, is that it was Noel Marshall and Tippi Hedren. They lived with over 150 wild big cats. And they created the most dangerous movie ever made, right? And people every day were getting gashed. Some unintentional. It's not like these cats were all trying to like eat them. One little nail slide.
Yeah, it might hurt a little bit if you play with a lion.
Yeah, just saying. I know all of us have seen these little TikTok and Instagram things where the lion jumps up and hugs the dude, and he's literally a part of their pride. Right?
Yeah, I also see the TikToks with these sheikh in Dubai where cats is over.
Oh yeah,
people be over their house and they tigers and lions be like grabbing people by the back of their shirts and by their pants and shit, chasing them around their houses, and the sheikhs are just sitting up there going in.
I've seen that too, man. It's hard not to watch that. To be honest. Like,
shout
I
out
watch that.
Joe Exotic.
Oh my God.
Tiger King, man. Tiger King. If it wasn't for Tiger King, man, half of us wouldn't have made it through the pandemic, man.
Hey,
Tiger King was the best thing. Hey, the best thing smoking, Jack. I'm telling you, the Tiger King was the best thing smoking.
I don't know. When you just said Jack, it made me think of the Duck Dynasty, where he goes, Jack.
Oh yeah,
I love that guy.
Them dudes are solid.
Drinking tea. Roar. It was not like for me watching the movie was not like cinema magic. It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't like
it wasn't.
The dialogue wasn't that amazing or anything.
No.
But the whole just aspect of that they even filmed a movie like this. That's what got me.
Yeah, it was captivating just because of it was like, again, like these are not trained animals. And
yeah, the whole time
a lot of them.
They're going at it.
Any one of them lions could have killed any one of those people at any time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But when you look up the movie, it's listed under a comedy.
I know.
And
I was
funny
tripping
enough,
on that.
Joe Bob Briggs' name is under that. You remember Joe Bob Briggs from back in the day? He was like,
it sounds familiar.
He was a comedian. He was on a bunch of different shows when we were kids, man. Joe Bob Briggs, yeah, he's iconic in that industry. All right, so there's this guy that when I'm on YouTube, he always comes across my feed. He's I think he's the Polk County Sheriff. His name is Grady Judd. Since this video that we're about to show some of, he's probably had about 2 or 3 more press conferences, and every time he has a press conference, somebody's getting in trouble, bro. Like, this guy's catching massive amounts of like sex traffickers and like people that are doing like some absolutely horrendous crimes, like bad people. I think somebody should look into on the government side should look into giving this guy some funding, because he could do a whole lot on a federal level. Like, he's busting like 100, 200 people at one time, all in one county, in one state.
Oh man, that's crazy. Polk County.
So imagine if this guy had some money behind him, what the type of stuff that he might be able to do out here.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, John, let's see the clip.
I'm going to give a brief overview of what occurred, and then we're going to focus on a couple of topics. We focus on going after the human trafficking operations, and we understand that there are live victims that we're trying to rescue every day, and then we culminate with an operation such as this with our partners. And the only reason we can be successful is because of the number of partners that we have. This operation began on October 2nd, and it only lasted 5 days because of the hurricane, so we had to cut it off early, and despite that, we made 157 arrests, 47 prostitutes, 96 Johns, and 14 for a variety of other charges. We arrested one for human trafficking. Usually it's remarkably difficult to find the human trafficker.
It would have been more, but like the hurricane was coming and we had to wrap it up in 5 days. So they caught 157 people in 5 days, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot.
In one county.
So the human trafficker that was bringing the people in there to do sex work, essentially.
What he said was that it's rare that they actually catch a trafficker, and they caught one in the midst of all of this operation, which is great, you know?
Yeah,
the more the better. Get them scumbags off the streets, man.
Yeah, they're the real evil is...
Yeah, get them scumbags off the streets, man. I don't know what it feels like, but like if I had to say what the scariest feeling in the world is probably being taken and not knowing what's going to happen to you. I've been behind bars before, like facing real time, not knowing what's going to happen to me. That's scary.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
And I'm sure that is intensified by 100 when your life literally depends on it. You don't know what's going to happen to you. Sick.
Yeah, in the moment, right?
It's got to be so heavy on your heart. It's got to be so heavy on your soul, man. It's just like, oh man, poor people, man.
I think we got another clip of Grady as well.
These that we arrested, some of the charges included 2 counts of homicide, or 2 people charged with homicide. Apparently those were null prost in the process. Vehicle homicide, kidnapping, robbery, and a sundry of other charges. So there were some very bad people that we arrested.
That sounds like they did this sting, and then amongst doing this sting, all these people that were already in the place of not doing good stuff showed up in the sting as well.
Yeah, because if you outside. That's how it is. You outside, you living outside, you like that. You think you like that, you living outside, living that life out there, that's how it's going to be. You're going to be out there, you're going to get caught up in some random stuff. That has nothing to do with you, but you know, you got your stuff that you got to deal with. You got to deal with it, man. You can't run forever, man.
This Grady Judd seems to be one of those dudes that he's good in front of the camera. He seems to just give you the facts, like what they accomplished. Like that's all I saw. It was like bam, bam,
he'll give
bam.
A little more. He'll give a little more than that, though. He's like he has a little comic relief in there too. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, he'll get a little funny with it. Like, I hope my wife doesn't find out about this, or whatever.
After they just got caught,
and he'll make sure that every one of these people that's like that they get their picture shown on the TV at the press conference, and he probably has a punchline or 2 in there too.
No kidding.
Yeah, actually, we got a clip. We got a clip over here saved because this guy don't care who you are.
But let me go over a few more of the arrest. Now, what would a autumn sweep operation be? What would any of our undercover operations be where we're dealing with human trafficking, prostitution, child predators, without Disney? We always arrest Disney employees. This is Eubanus Muta. He's 28 from Davenport. He's a wood carving artist when he's not soliciting prostitution. This is Kyle Widmeyer. He's 20 from Philadelphia. He works as a custodian for Disney. He said he just moved to Florida at the end of September from Philadelphia. Well, Kyle, welcome to Florida. Welcome to Polk County. Welcome to the jail. And there's Juan Albino. He's 35. He's from Haines City. He works backstage utilities. Oh, by the way, he's married and had a wife at home. And of course, being patriotic, people wanting to have sex, there's the military members. Juan Barrio, who's 47. He's a disabled vet. He was born in Colombia. Norrell Cooper from Orlando, Navy Reserve, supply clerk. He's stationed in Jacksonville. Then there's Alejandro Parra. He's 20 from Davie, Florida. He's a paralegal in the Army, stationed in Orlando. You know what he told us? I literally do this at my job, meaning he processes papers for soldiers that are arrested. Well, heck, when he bonds out, he can go process his own paperwork. You know what I mean? And then I always like to point out the loyal husbands who leave their wives or fiancés at home while they have sex. So here's Leanthony Williams. He was arrested on Friday, October the 4th, just before he was to get married on Tuesday, 4 days later. The fiancé was out of town at the time, and hey, he had some spare time on his hands. What can you say? You know, his quote was this, I hope she doesn't find out. Well, newsflash, it's going to be on every station, on social media. You know, she's going to find out. Then there's Jonathan Webster. He came all the way from the UK, from England. He was here on a 2-week vacation with his fiancée. And his fiancée thought he was going to Walmart. Well, it was a Walmart of sort. It was a Walmart of sex, a Walmart to get caught. But Jonathan's fiancée now knows that he wasn't at Walmart. He was at Grady Mart. Dominique Price, 30, from Mineola. His fiancée is pregnant. He told her that he was going to the gym for a little exercise. I guess you could call that exercise. He was arrested on Friday, October 4th, but that's okay. He had 2 days to bond out before the baby was due on Sunday.
That's his comedic relief. I definitely saw the little bit of trying to throw a little humor into it. But I mean, overall, this is kind of sad.
Well, the thing is that there's guilt by association. Either way it goes, like, you know, there's like a black eye on the, you know, the United States military because of these people. Are, you know, there's always like this weird guilt by association. But like to me, like, even though these guys were just employees, it kind of stood out to me that because it just keeps happening, that there's these strange controversies surrounding Disney.
Yeah.
Whether it's at the bottom on a basic low level employee, all the way up to the people that are producing these movies, that are putting in hidden imaging.
Oh yeah, it's happening all over the place.
There's an agenda that sits behind some of these people. And
the organizations, not just the people, it's the whole organization.
Yeah, it's real heavy. It's a lot deeper. It's a real deep dive. We're not even gonna get into that probably ever. Out of all the things I ever done, man, I've been involved in a lot of crazy. You know, I've had a really bunch of amazing clients. I've been involved in a whole bunch of different operations. When it comes to like whoever's sitting behind that, pulling those strings, the Disney, Metro Golden Mayer type companies, like them big boys, like I don't want to talk about them. I stay away from that type of stuff.
I think we do have a couple more clips. Like, what's up with the Juan Bergman?
So yeah, that's part of it. The kid Juan Bergman, I found him on Instagram.
He's a kid with the eyes, and he looks. He goes,
he does the big eye thing. He's going in and watching all of these different movies. Most of them being Disney movies or associated with Disney in some way, shape, or form. And he's kind of like decoding these movies and pulling out these hidden images and highlighting them. And he's also highlighting these different parallels that are in these movies that's kind of like hidden.
But they have a deep symbolic meaning.
So deep. Every one of them has a deep symbolism.
Yeah, so he pulls them out and shows them to you. And then when you go back and watch a movie, you're like, oh my gosh, that's been there. And that's literally the look that he gives and he's doing. He's like, oh my gosh.
So shout out Juan Bergman for going out of his way to do this type of work, because in my opinion, when you're going out and looking for stuff like this that's thrust into the kids' movies, that's how you call it, subliminal messaging and things of this nature. When you're uncovering stuff like this, you're doing God's work to me. So shout out to you, Juan Bergman. And if anybody gets a chance to check out Juan Bergman on Instagram, Juan Bergman on YouTube, we'll leave the link for him in the description.
Yeah, let's watch his video that he did just recently. Lion King. Symbols. It's literally the pedophilia symbol.
It means little boy lover.
Whoa. This is a movie. She has that symbol on her cheek.
Little boy lover.
What's that one? Oh my gosh, they all have these. Child lover. Oh my gosh. No way. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
There's no like innocent, it's just a symbol.
Yeah, that doesn't work, man. Not when
this is not like, when it comes to these people, this is not in existence. And
well, from what I'm seeing is like
there's people that are grown men, that are into these things, that know what these signs are, and they're watching these kid movies. It's for them.
Yeah, but it's way deeper than that, because I saw in that video, like literally those images were on diapers.
Yeah.
So they're training the parents to be okay with it. The kids who have the diapers put on them, it's literally saying when the parents go to, let's say someone went over to like their house and you hand them the baby to hold the baby, and they have that baby has that diaper on.
And they have that knowledge.
They're saying it's like the devil can't work without telling you he's going to do, or Satan can't do what he's doing without telling you what he's going to do.
Ooh.
So like what I'm seeing here is that's like you're knowing what you're doing and you're saying it's okay when you hand your baby to them if you had those diapers on.
I
your baby.
understand where you're getting at here. So you're saying like that they just put in the images in front of everyone so you can see them and not think anything of them. They're just like they're just images.
But in reality, what you're doing is by not confronting it, you're accepting it and making it okay.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't see that.
Oh, that's the stuff that drives me crazy.
He has a really good amount of content.
Juan Bergman.
Yeah, Juan Bergman. So like if you're into those type of
what things mean, deep down symbolism.
I'm not like any of the stuff we talk about most of the time. It's going to have something to substantiate it. So I don't want to call it a conspiracy. Like this shit is real. It's tangible. You can see it.
Yeah.
He has a lot of this stuff. If you have any interest in this type of stuff, again, follow this guy. He's great. I enjoy watching his stuff very much. It's very informative.
So I'd say watching some of his videos, they're fast, right? So it's like
seconds.
In seconds, he's pulling out all these different things, and then sometimes I got to watch it a few times to really try to get what he's trying to say about these. And then when I looked at his channel, I saw some of the stuff that he has on there. I didn't really know what it was. You know what I mean? As far as where he was digging. So like Lion King, I've seen Lion King. I may have had those diapers for all I know. You know what I mean?
Well, the freaky thing, one of the crazy things that he had up there was, do you remember Raggedy Ann?
Yeah.
Raggedy Ann and Andy?
Yeah.
All right, so for you youngsters out there who don't know what Raggedy Ann and Andy is, Google it. No, just kidding. Raggedy Ann and Andy were like these dolls that were like basic dolls made of cloth that had like noses that were like triangles, and their hair was made of yarn.
This was red hair.
This was stuff like, I think from way back, even before our parents were around. Real old. They came out with a movie. What's the movie's name? It's about a doll, Annabelle. So Annabelle, it turns out, is a true story.
Dude,
And
I hate.
Well, when I say true story, I say based on a true story, right?
Yeah.
It's based on a true story. There was a doll that was possessed.
Yeah.
If you look up the original Annabelle,
Oh, this is a deep thing. I have looked at
the
this.
original Annabelle is actually Raggedy Ann. For me, like if I was in people back in the day and something like that happened, man, we would have had to stop selling Raggedy Anns altogether, number one. But number two, yeah, man, these people, they decided to bring this demonic thing back to life. You know, I personally have no intrigue in demons possessing anything or anyone. That's not something that I would like, I'm entertained by.
Yeah, that ain't my fetish, bro.
I'm not
good.
entertained by this, brother.
Like,
And that's
I'm
what they
good.
did. They came about with this movie. Check out Juan Bergman again, but yeah, we'll move on from there.
I think we have a little bit more, like one more clip, specifically the movie Wicked.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, which sounds crazy, right? The name is Wicked. I mean, I know my daughter, she went and watched the Broadway thing when she went up to DC and then New York. She watched the Broadway Wicked show, right?
Yeah.
And this is now a movie that just came out not too long ago and has had some kind of crazy things around it.
Yeah, there's
pop
been
up.
a couple controversies that have arisen. One of them is that Mattel released a toy.
Yeah, let's play the clip.
Toy maker Mattel is apologizing for a wicked mistake. A web link on the packaging for two dolls promoting the new movie Wicked was actually a link to a porn site. It was apparently a typo that left out some letters from the movie's website. Mattel said, "We deeply regret this unfortunate error. Parents are advised that this misprinted, incorrect website is not appropriate for children. Consumers are advised to discard the product's packaging or obscure the link."
Yeah, they didn't double check. They didn't click on the website.
No, but like how they actually addressed this matter.
Yeah.
Like they doubled down on all of the words. Like pay attention to this verbiage. Watch, it's gonna come up right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, misprinted, incorrect, not appropriate instead of inappropriate,
Yeah.
obscure. What? Like, what is this? Mattel, you guys really messed up on this, and like y'all, I think y'all should have spoke more to the accountability that occurred within your company, because we don't know. Like I hope to God somebody got fired for this. This is absurd.
Well, for me, it's like, oh, you're coming out with the movie and these are the dolls related to the movie Wicked. And then what you do
Is some
on the
wicked
box.
shit.
Exactly.
Y'all did some. Y'all, yeah.
That's
Mattel,
wicked.
Mattel, y'all are wicked.
Yeah, and then you essentially get caught for it, and then you're like, you know, this is, and you know, pull back, right? But on the same note, you shot your shot, right? And you shot your shot in that way, like, you know, we're involved in this podcast and different things on, you know, very small media scales or printing, like gear and different things. You didn't look at the website that went on? I mean, like, that's literally the most important thing. Like,
Everybody, like, come on, that's what I'm saying. Somebody got to get fired. Like, no, like, there's no such thing as proofreading for anything that's done.
I mean, come on.
Especially things that are printed. Another thing I want to touch on, we're going to touch on at a later date, man, is these actors. These actors in this movie, man. I've been seeing them in different interviews.
Talking about Wicked?
Yes, I'm talking about this lady, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, man. Listen.
They're the ones that are in the Wicked movie?
They're the ones that are in the Wicked movie.
Okay.
But they are out there doing interviews, campaigning for this movie, and they are acting, like they are still acting as though
they are still
they're
in the movie when they're real
They're having
people.
trouble coming down from this. And they're like doing some like weird, like inappropriate touching, like some weird touching. It seems as though they cannot do an interview without crying or really
hyper emotional,
hyper everything. It's like they're overemphasizing all of the things like that we do normally as human beings. They're overemphasizing basic human behavior, and like everybody's kind of like bugging like, yo, what are you guys doing right now? Like, why are you guys doing this? And we're going to talk about that at a late, like I said, we're going to put together another little piece on that and talk about that because these people are.
Wicked slap with trigger warning by UK Film Board for discrimination against green people. So Wicked, the movie, discriminated against green people?
I haven't seen the movie, but I will say this. In my 43 years of life, I've been all over the place. Been a bunch of places in the world, met many people. I've not yet met a green-skinned person.
Well, that's a green-skinned person right on that screen,
They
bro.
painted that's a black lady, and they painted her green for the movie.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if people like this exist in the world. I just don't. I'm not saying that they don't. You see, I'm not saying definitively that there's no green-skinned world in the people and green-skinned people in the world because I don't know that to be a fact. But based on my experience, I've not yet seen one of them. So that this is even a thing is crazy. It seems as though they're looking for some type of notoriety or something like.
Yeah, it says on here, I've already tackled the trend of trigger warnings. Recently, Kate Blanchett, Quentin Tarantino, Ian McKellen, Judi Dench, and Ralph Fiennes all rallied against its usage. Films such as Gone with the Wind, Goodfellas, Goldfinger, Blazing Saddles, and Dumbo have all been slapped with a warning in the UK and or in the US. Trigger warnings are a way to treat audiences as little children. It comes out as a lecture, as if being told you're too stupid to process a film or work of art on your own. You basically need to be talked down to. It amounts to an absolute insult to our intelligence.
It's funny that it says that because these girls in these interviews, there's some guy that was interviewing them and he was pretty flamboyant. And he was like, yeah, I totally get it. I understand. And they're like, oh my God, he understands. Oh my, thank you so much for saying that because people didn't understand that we have to cry and all this. I'm like, whew. What, like again, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so when they say trigger, they're not saying that Ariana Grande is going to go out and start shooting up the place.
No, they're
saying
creating
she's triggered.
Correct. And but see that's something very important to understand about what they do for a living. The job of an actor is to capture and trigger human emotion.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It sounds like it's in a bad way when I say trigger warning.
Yeah, because it's a complete piece and it's art, it's a movie, it's something that is tangible.
Yep.
Yeah, you promote it, you do all these different things, but like again, like there's like so many, like there's like a lot of overemphasis on a lot of things that really don't have any place right now. And like you watch some of that, watch some of those interviews, man. You'll see, like I said, like some of this touching and just crazy stuff. It's just like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. I got one more question to ask. This is about the.
I love you, right? And I'll give you a hug sometimes, but like I'm not gonna comfort you sitting next to you by like rubbing your arm in like a inappropriate, weird way that's gonna make you feel even more uncomfortable. Like that's what's going on. That's what they're doing, man. It's weird.
This is a whole nother thing, but how many hits do you think that those misprinted toys of the Wicked dolls got for that website now that it's been made into all this stuff?
I'm certain they immediately got yanked off the shelves, but I wish I was one of the people that purchased one.
Oh, those dolls are going to be worth bank, bro. They're going to be worth money, like
because they're real.
I mean,
it came from it. Yeah, that part.
And that website that. Apparently, I don't know who owns that website. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to literally look deeper into this, I'd ask that somebody go and, like, check out that website and be like, who actually owns the website that they printed on those suckers? They misprinted a website on there that was a porn website. And what I'm saying is, who owned that porn website?
Ooh.
They put it on there. Somebody got traffic. Somebody got traffic from.
You want some follow the money shit?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Like someone should check on that.
That's a good one. Touche.
Thanks for watching. Here at the Gambler and Guardian. Enjoy having your company.
Please like, subscribe, follow, any of that good stuff. Share. We appreciate your support.
Or don't.
Or don't.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We're out.